Fabulous Tales and Fables ASAP by Owen T. Duggan. Story 5. Good Landlord, Bad Tenants. Third part. Now, of course, in this particular area, there lived an enchantress who knew herself, above all, to be gracious and good and brilliantly multifocused. Oh, and beautiful as well. While into the woods she kept a modest natural palace, a leafy bower shaded pleasantly but glowing bright, and populated by pets, graceful deer, pretty birds, soft bunnies, and more. Her animals absolutely adored her, and she liked them too. She liked them a lot. There was a problem. "Time to do something about the wolves," the enchantress whispered, petting the spotted coat of a silent, bug-eyed young buck that was chewing some leaves. His straight-haired coat was not as vibrant as her own full and reddish hair, but it was nice. And she had loved his baby fawn spots so much she had found a way to make them not fade. She liked the way his jaw muscles flexed with each cute little munch. So well-toned were his leg muscles as well, whenever the deer would walk or just stand still. That was the problem. Whenever a deer would go missing, the enchantress became sad. She had a plan. First, where to find the wolves. However, instead of finding the local pack of 5 wolves, which were nasty enough, the enchantress encountered something possibly worse. A pair of tigers was strolling casually along a human-made road, and they were looking rather well-fed.
"Which of my innocent wild things did you devour?"
she said softly, with concern.
"Well, you'll do it no more. No more, you hear? You'll do it no more, no more, no more."
And she struck the errant tigers with a newly designed enchantment, which was intended for the wolves. Close enough. Tigers are predators. In her sweetest voice, she whispered,
"Tiger be tame, tiger be tame."
The tigers halted, sat, and looked puzzled. The enchantress scooped up some loose stones from the road and threw a few. Casting pebbles at the target of an enchantment is a great and useful way to banish the nasties. The stones bounced off the attractive striped fur. She threw more.
"Tiger be tame."
The tigers strode easily towards her, not menacing. They were, after all, not hungry in the least. Their stomachs were digesting a recent feast.
"Seems to be working,"
she whispered. She led them off the road, while considering taking them to her nature palace. They got no more than 10 slow strides, however. They collapsed.
"Oh,"
she said.
"Have I killed you? Oops. No? No. Okay. So you need to sleep. I'll let you. Anyway, I need to deal with the wolves, the wolves, the wolves. That was my plan."
The enchantress set out, and she found all 5 wolves. It didn't take her long. They were on the same road. At first she was upset to see them finishing up some innocent prey. But looking closer, she was relieved. It was not her own pets they were eating. Their meal was human flesh, human gristle, and human bone. Truth be told, humans are not an endangered species. So there were human remains, and barrels, and an idle cart with no horse.
"Tiger be tame, tiger be tame. Grizzly wolf to lovely puppy. Grizzly wolf to lovely puppy. All the same, be tame, be tame, be tame."
She cast stones and pebbles at them, not to torment them, but rather to banish their nasties. Puzzled, they followed. Behind her, just off the road, in a cozy, low depression, they dropped, fast asleep. Not dead.
"How strange,"
she whispered,
"that those dead people became prey without putting up a fight."
She went to the carnage and inspected.
"Why were you bound up? Is this an enchantment about which I am not aware?"
She was careful not to contact the bloody parts of the ropes. Might be bad luck.
"Who tied you up? And why? And why? And why?"
She climbed onto the cart, suddenly intrigued. Stacking some medium-sized barrels, she was able to view far, far, far down the road.
"Ah,
The enchantress moaned. Yes, she was kind of weird.
there you are."
She trotted swiftly, as she loved to do, because you could feel the air so fresh that way, even on a windless day. Whether across an open field or along a lovely deer trail, good it was. She caught up to the final raider. The man stumbled, kicked up dust, and looked back, swinging a saber. The second saber in its sheath was stored. The enchantress, hardly winded, wondered,
Had the wolves let him escape for now, because those other humans were simpler to catch? Them being conveniently tied up, like packaged sandwiches, while this one trotted free.
Though the raider was frantic, he was fierce.
"Stay away from me, you berry-picking witch!"
He roared, madly swinging the blade. She had just grabbed 2 sticks, which held dried-out berries, and she was waving them madly, unpredictably. The splayed twigs on them hinted at giant bear claws, she supposed. The saber man ducked, dodged, and darted off the road. He claimed a high mound, as though expecting the wolves to surround him, as though here he would fight until the bitter end, if there was no way out. But he would take any and all immediate challengers with him.
"I'll take you down to oblivion with me, by God,"
was his thought, easy to read.
"That is why the wolves let you alone, isn't it?"
She said softly.
"You fought back, didn't you? You're a bad one, a predator, Mr. Lion Man, aren't you? Very contrary."
"Berry-picking witch, you better believe I'm a lion!"
He roared, high on his chosen ground, enraged by desperation, courageous when it came to defending his own hide, his own pride. He faked a lunge and pulled back. He drew the second sharp blade from its sheath, and he flipped the points downwards, wielding the pair of sabers as claws. He clawed the air. He was the lion, a worthy match for her bear.
"Okay, then, okay, Mr. Raggedy Lion Man,
said the lady of the woods.
if that's how you want it."
And she dropped the silly sticks, was not a bear, and scooped up different material, some stones at the base of the mound. She tossed a pebble, saying,
Tiger be tame, grizzly wolf to lovely puppy, all the same, lion to lamb, be tame.
"What are you doing to me?"
The raider wailed, frantic. A lion's tail appeared above his butt and started wagging. The long tail whapped his own face, and he nearly lopped it off with a saber before processing that it was part of his body now. In the next instant, he lost grip of his weapons and fell to all fours, his arms becoming the front legs of a lion, sharp of claw. He roared on impulse, but his body changed no further.
"Actually,"
said the enchantress, folding her arms, relaxing,
"I'm not exactly 100% sure what I'm doing to you."
She watched the subject of her enchantment with investigative interest.
"Wait a second."
She rushed back to the human-made roadway and scooped up some gravel. Trotting back swiftly, she tossed the road stones this time instead of the field stones. Maybe the type of gravel used makes a difference in the enchantment. Presently, Mr. Lion-Man dropped, and he rolled down to her feet at the low base of the mound. He was a bit scraped up. The swords had nicked his body. Also, he was sound asleep, not dead. And the enchantress remembered her pets.
"Don't go anywhere,"
she said to the sleeping raider, as she turned away and hurried homewards. The predators might sleep for a day or a month or a century. She did not exactly 100% know. But at least they were pacified for the moment. That gave her time to think.
I need to check in on my pets. That's a given fact. And more important than any plan,
she said, and she had an idea to make her plans come together.
How would it be to gather all the predators and keep them in my sight, all pacified? Wolves could lie down with deer. Tigers could lie down with lambs. Foxes could lie down with bunnies. Could lions be made to eat greens? Intoxication with magic plants could help with that.
She imagined beautifully toned bodies and furry bodies all relaxing in the shady glade. And if she could turn one of them into a pretty human prince, or a fine gentleman now and then to keep company, toned muscles rippling in soft light. How romantic, how cute. That was one thing. Foxes, would they get their chance to lie down with the bunnies? Pacifying foxes, along with those other nasty hunters, would help bunnies relax. So the enchantress kept an eye out for foxes as she trotted home, but there didn't seem to be a single fox. "Sorry, bunnies," said the enchantress softly. "You'll just have to have sex a lot. So even if some of you get slaughtered, lots will survive. In nature, as we know, you do find a lot of bunnies hopping around. They never get wiped out, no matter how many are snared and eaten by humans, or snatched and eaten by foxes, or drop dead after a few desperate years of life. What will help to know here, in any case, is that we're more likely to find a fox in this story than we are to encounter this particular enchantress ever again. Even though she did live a very long time, so they say. Although she never encounters the good landlord, her interference is about to threaten the landlord's plans with utter devastation.